One prophet don't come outside the conte Mazi Simon Ekpa say make him dey careful of wetin they do for inside side east. Say God no call am. I say this one they happen for here. But people, I go bring the video up may you watch. And e get another person wey still come outside. They ask one mumu question. He say why Mazi NnamdiKanu don't want to call Simon Ekpa name for the whole thing wey in the talk. I will still bring the video up for you, but please don't forget say you still there for Pump Info News. Let us watch this video before we come back and jump for another one.
For I have also come to release NnamdiKanu from the prison, and I will have an agreement with him on the document. But I am not fully releasing the nation, but I am giving him preparation for the next move. But I will free him, for he will come, but he will not stay so long. He said, tell the man in Finland that is also claiming to be the second in command, to be in charge. Tell him to stop misleading my people. For if ye are ready to lead my people into Biafra, tell him to come to the nation to speak with his mind. For he has divided the tribe of the Igbos. They have died, and they have died enough. And you are still leading the people to death. For if ye wishes to take with you, he said, come back to the nation and fight for the cause. Don't kill the youth, or else I will take care of you myself. My choice is still with NnamdiKanu, for I will give him freedom, and he will sign the agreement paper with the Biafra, but not a total freedom, but a partial freedom. For he will sit in the nation, and he will speak, and he will rule from that part. Stop dividing my people in the name of freedom. Stop killing my people in the name of freedom. Stop destroying destinies I have raised to help the nations of the Igbos. Stop destroying them in the name of freedom. I will give you Biafra at my will, not at your panic. Stop killing my people. Come back and fight for your cause. I will put the nation on standstill, and I will prove your agitations will not change the nation, but my hand will change the nation. If you all will come back to the church, if you all will go on your knees and seek my face, not your leaders, for you have abused them, nothing will come from them. But I, the Lord, will give you a stand, and you shall stand still. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. I will free him. I will give him documents to sign, and I will give him half of the nation, but not a total freedom, until you all come to Christ. But he will not be the Moses. There will be a Joshua after him. For his life is already short. But I am raising a Moses that is coming. It is not the man outside the nation. The Moses is your leader, Nnamdi. But the Joshua you haven't seen, I will raise him up. And he will be your genuine leader that will lead you to your promised land without staining blood on his hand. Don't see it, the Lord of hosts. Yes, Lord. For the flesh is weak, but the spirit is strengthened. Lord, help me. Give me the strength to speak. Thank you, Lord Jesus. For the
We come back and say you don't hear waiting the person we call himself a prophet talk for this video. Let us also watch this one. This one na Igbo frave. People say na Igbo frave. Now they call am for TikTok. Let me play you the whole thing when talk, and before we jump for another one.
Is Mazi NnamdiKanu afraid of Simon Ekpa, or what is really going on? I am compelled to ask this question because the Mazi NnamdiKanu I know is not afraid of anybody, or at least he does not seem to me as someone who is a coward. He calls out anybody he wants to call out. He has called out Buhari. He was on Buhari's case for years. He called out Tinubu. He was not afraid of his influence. He was not afraid of his money. He was not afraid of his connections. He called out Ohaneze Ndigbo. He called out Peter Obi too. He called in so many names. He has called out Dangote before. Almost all the powerful and influential people in Nigeria has come under his vocal onslaught. Now, what is going on, if I may ask? Just recently, NnamdiKanu was in court, and he continued to warn all the people involved in the criminalities, in the insecurity that is going on in the Southeast. This is not the first time. He has done that before. NnamdiKanu has directly given order before all the media houses in Nigeria, demanding an immediate stop to the Monday sit-at-home in the Southeast. That order was defied. That order was not obeyed. Before then, he sent a message through his lawyer demanding an end to the Monday sit-at-home in the Southeast. That order was defied. He went as far as writing a letter and signed it himself, demanding an end for the Monday sit-at-home in the Southeast. That order was not obeyed. 2 days ago, he came out and issued the same warning. But what really compelled me to make this video is the fact that I have noticed that in all of this, he never mentioned anybody's name. Even at a point when Benjamin Madubugu was mentioning Simon Ekpa's name, all the people around NnamdiKanu, including his lawyers, shunned him. They wanted him to stop mentioning names, as if to say NnamdiKanu is afraid of Simon Ekpa, as if to say NnamdiKanu is at the mercy of Simon Ekpa. So now I am asking, is NnamdiKanu afraid of Simon Ekpa? Now, there are three things. Is it that NnamdiKanu is afraid of Simon Ekpa, or NnamdiKanu believes that Simon Ekpa has nothing to do with the insecurity in the Southeast, or NnamdiKanu is not really interested in ending the insecurity in the Southeast? Now, I must warn, there are two most dangerous tragedies that can befall a people. Number one is being taken into slavery. Number two is losing a war. And Igbos have suffered the two. Igbos have been taken into slavery during transatlantic slave trade. Igbos have lost a war. And despite this, our horrible history, we Igbos are constantly setting ourselves up for being defeated in a war for the second time and being taken into slavery for a second time. And what is most unfortunate about this is that this second slavery is happening right within our own land. We are taking our people into slavery. Thousands of Igbos are living as slaves in their own father's land. And then NnamdiKanu has everything it takes to turn the situation around. If NnamdiKanu is really serious about ending the insecurity in the Southeast, if NnamdiKanu is really serious about ending the criminality, ending the incessant case of kidnapping in the Southeast, NnamdiKanu should not be speaking in innuendos. NnamdiKanu should begin to call names. NnamdiKanu should begin to call out everybody he feels is responsible for the crisis, for the insecurity going on in the Southeast. If you really love the Igbos, as he constantly claims, he should start calling names. He should stop speaking in innuendos. He should encourage the government to go after these people. And this will even make his release easier. Echakezoku Nayo, Cordino.
The picture of the guy you are seeing here is the picture of a guy called Chukwudi Ofebu. Ijele speaks. The guy is in prison. He's been in prison for months now. And as I read today, his 2 kidneys have failed. And he's relying on dialysis 2 times a week to survive. I made a video about him some months ago. And I'm telling you the honest truth. There is no single day I don't receive threats from people because of that video. But that's not the reason why I'm here. If you notice that I've not been posting videos for some times now, and that's because I lost my mom, a very beautiful woman, a very hardworking woman. I am still going to make a video to talk about her. But let me say this, to those of you threatening me, let me tell you this. The reason why I don't criticize IPOB, the reason why I don't criticize members of IPOB is because I understand that so many of you genuinely believe that NnamdiKanu and the IPOB would bring Biafra. And in as much as I like saying the truth, I don't like to dash people's hope. I don't like to attack people's belief. I will use my mother for instance. My mother My late mom now was a member of IPOB, a staunch member of IPOB. I don't think there is any member of IPOB who has given or sacrificed what my mom has sacrificed in IPOB. Let's take, for instance, after NnamdiKanu was arrested, I think in 2015, the first time he was arrested, and each time they go to court, my mom would use her money to mobilize people. She would use her money to charter luxurious bus that would convey people all the way from Onitsha to Abuja for protests in support of NnamdiKanu. And she would feed them. She did that not once, not twice. She did that up to 4 times. She spent over 5 million naira to buy gadgets, video recording equipment, and so on for IPOB media teams who were recording their activities, their protests, both in the southeast and in Abuja. Sometimes she would, on her own, fly to Abuja to just go and visit NnamdiKanu in prison. When NnamdiKanu was released, she was always going to NnamdiKanu's hometown to visit NnamdiKanu. And each time she goes there, she would get people. They would charter maybe coastal bus with people. They would get organic musicians. And they would all drive to NnamdiKanu's hometown to go and for courtesy visit. And each time they go there, they would go there with coolers of food and coolers of drinks for refreshment. She gave up her business for Biafra struggle. And she didn't care. She didn't bother. She continued. Now what happened? After they made her coordinator of one chapter in Onitsha, she wanted to stop these levies that Okada riders and keke drivers used to pay. She said that things were very difficult as at that time, that it was not good for them, the leaders, to be taxing Okada people and keke drivers, people who were feeding from hand to mouth, that it was better for them, who were doing well financially, to be funding the struggle instead of Okada riders and keke drivers. It wasn't long after she said that they kidnapped her. From the story she told, the people that kidnapped her were people that knew her very well. People she used to give pocket money. Although they didn't kill her, they allowed her to go because of her kind-heartedness. But she was brutalized. They used cutlass to machete her, an elderly woman at her late 50s. And regardless, she continued to believe in IPOB. She continued to believe in NnamdiKanu. She didn't stop. She had genuine belief that Biafra would eventually come under the leadership of NnamdiKanu until she died on 26th of August 2024. So I am not criticizing IPOB or Biafran struggle, not because there is nothing about them to be criticized or because I'm afraid of anything, but because I don't want to hurt the feelings. I don't want to dash the hope of people who are in the struggle genuinely.
I know say so many of you get wetin there for your mind wey you wan take these people. Abeg make you drop am for inside comment section and then share the video so that other people go come send their own message give them. Abeg share this video.